Hi, I'm Meteorologist Chris Tomer. Let's take a look at mountain weather and ski conditions as we head into the weekend. Things are looking up. We've got a nice little northwest flow pattern that's going to set up here across the Intermountain West. We'll definitely dive into that. But first, Steamboat, they got a little snow overnight from the storm system that had spun up in Colorado. You can see a beautiful view there through all of those cake trees. I just love Steamboat. They're working on about 190 inches for the season, and Steamboat will be the beneficiary of this northwest flow. I think you can probably expect 7, 8, 9, 10 inches as we head into Friday, Saturday, and into Sunday with this northwest flow pattern. I should say Friday night, Saturday, and Sunday with this northwest flow pattern. So let's get into the analysis here. We'll go from Steamboat into the radar and satellite, and I'll show you what is going on here. So there's our storm system that had spun up in southern Colorado. That will be moving away. There is a bit of a break behind it, a dry slot. But then the jet stream is reorganizing, as I've been talking about all this week, behind this thing is going to come in just like this with a type of a north-northwest flow pattern, and that will start to bring the snow. And you can see it. It's coming. Take in a little bit closer here. It is coming out of, it's moving out of the Pacific Northwest where we've seen some good totals. It's moving down through Idaho. It's on its way down towards the Wasatch, on its way down towards the Tetons, and then eventually Colorado as we move through the next 24 to 36 hours. So it is on the move, and the jet is really what's going to be moving this thing around. So let's jump into this and see where this moisture is headed. And looking at my notes here, things have definitely been trending up over the last couple of days for the Wasatch in particular, and it will be moving through that area in pieces. So watch the jet stream here between today and Friday and into Saturday. See the transition that happens. That's really nice. It all begins to create like a nice giant slide in the atmosphere, and that's what's going to bring all that moisture down with some colder air and bounce that up against some of the terrain features. And then that moves out. As we head through the weekend, it moves out, and we're going to get a period of quiet weather here. This is Monday at 5. Notice this giant ridge of high pressure settling in across the west. So that's going to dry things out, at least temporarily, for most of the Intermountain West. But notice the trough, that next low pressure already sitting up there in the Pacific Northwest. That's diving down from Canada, and what that will do, that dip in the jet stream, is then become a storm system for Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday of next week over parts of the West and the Intermountain West. And yeah, so I'll show you that as well. In fact, I'm going to run this jet stream all the way out, and here we are Tuesday, and there it comes. You see the low? That's what's going to be that storm system that will bring some snow back to the Intermountain West between Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Yeah, I mean, looking at next week as a whole, that's really the key player, is that particular storm system. There's not a lot of else, especially once this low moves through. This might be the storm system for most of next week. Unfortunately, there appears to be some high pressure behind that thing and I know California's been waiting on some moisture to return. So that's a whole nother ballgame. We'll get into that next week. But let's look at the future radar. So the storm in southern Colorado will be moving away, and then what you see up in the Pacific Northwest will be the area of main focus. That moisture will then develop and start to bounce across the mountain ranges as we go from Thursday into Friday. So I had a question actually come into me about Friday. If you're going to be skiing in the Wasatch, the snow will just be arriving there by Friday morning, and you can see that blue area just arriving into the Wasatch very late Thursday or early Friday morning, so we might be able to squeeze out an inch or two of accumulation into the early morning hours in the Wasatch on Friday, and certainly we would do that as well, maybe 2, 3, 4 inches in Jackson Hole by early Friday morning, with more to come behind that. Not much happening in Colorado. You're really going to have to wait until Friday night into Saturday for that moisture to reach the central and northern mountains of Colorado. But notice the moisture stretches all the way back towards the Pacific Northwest, and that's really going to be the source region as this northwest flow pattern starts to set up. So let's move this Friday afternoon, Friday night, and Saturday morning. Looking at this flow, it will continue to favor many of those same areas. So watch the blue here as we slide into the future. There it is. Again, and a lot of that moves into Colorado finally by Saturday morning. So we're talking about some nice accumulation setting up there for I-70 and north. I'll show you those in a second. But all that moisture stretches all the way back. You know, Sun Valley and Schweitzer, Revelstoke, that western aspect of Banff, back towards the Pacific Northwest. Notice by Sunday morning, though, a lot of that has transitioned away. Even in Colorado, really the last part of it is almost over. And notice the big dry slot across the Intermountain West. And so at this point on Sunday morning, we're going to have to start to look to the Pacific Northwest and wait on that next storm, which I showed you with that jet will start to drop in for Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday of next week. But as far as accumulations go, so between today, tonight, and into Friday morning, again, we might be able to squeeze out a couple of inches, 1 or 2 inches through Alta, Snowbird, Brighton, Solitude into tomorrow morning. Maybe 4 up around Jackson Hole, but really the big numbers are going to be in the Pacific Northwest up towards Revelstoke. Now between Friday afternoon, Saturday morning, the numbers all go up across the Wasatch, the Tetons, and I mean we're working on some nice totals, probably a foot by Saturday morning there. Alta and Snowbird, Jackson Hole, it'll be great skiing Saturday morning. Very good skiing Saturday morning. Look at Steamboat. That's why I showed that cam at the beginning. I think Steamboat is a place to watch in Colorado if you're going to be skiing, you know, Saturday and even Sunday. And then what else do we have here? On the backside, we've got Sun Valley looking good on Saturday morning. Obviously, Schweitzer there would be a spot, Revelstoke for Saturday morning. And then between Saturday and Sunday, watch the numbers finish ticking up here. We've added a couple more inches through Jackson Hole and Alta, Snowbird, Park City, Snow Basin, and those areas. And we're probably reaching the peak numbers here by Sunday morning in Steamboat. Snowmass is another place I would look at, Aspen Snowmass, Vail Pass. I don't think we're going to see quite as much up at Loveland and on the Continental Divide, but certainly 3, 4, 5 inches possible in some of those areas. And yeah, so things looking pretty decent here through the weekend with this northwest flow. I hope you enjoy it. Always appreciate you tuning in here. Take care.